because his kit has so much utility compared to other marksmen. Going back and thinking about it, he has that BMI, one of the best escape skills. He has that Art of Thievery, which has so much utility. If you can keep that buff
Your
up and you
team
can
is picking.
reduce the attack speed of the enemy as well, just because so much.
Let's see. So it's more like the hero is just fundamentally strong. I mean, on the most.
There we go. Wow,
The top
look at that.
form, and they are considering it. I mean, STI facing against BREN.
Your team is picking.
Michael Jordan is here. Claude gonna be picked up by STI. BREN Esports banning out PNK. Safety measures for BREN Esports and the Uranus as well. A lot of heroes open actually. Now, if you're BREN Esports now,
Natalia.
my question is, will you go for like another marksman, or will you go for something
Your
like
team is picking.
another fighter, like a Ling, like a high speed, high tempo hero to face this one?
Hello.
Hello. All right, that's
Sorry,
my question.
I was cut off. No, I didn't hear.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna repeat the question. If you are BREN Esports, will you match STI with a marksman, with another marksman of your choice, or will you go for a fighter type like a Ling or maybe a Hellcurt? Any other hero that has faster tempo
Your team
compared to
is
a Claude?
picking.
Well, if you're BREN Esports, you don't really want to play. If you know you're like the superior team, you don't really wanna play for the opponent. You play for yourselves. I feel so. They should just play their own tempo. They don't have to adjust too much against that Claude.
Kaja.
But seeing that,
Your team
STI, they
is
were
up.
definitely influenced by the SG Dragons when picked that one up. But totally different. I think STI, sure, they're mechanically skilled, but how much have they practiced this strategy that they're learning from SG Dragons?
Your team is
This
up.
strategy is just so. I'll be honest. I really think that it's cheese. The Angela and Claude combination is cheese to me because it's so simple and it's so easy to do. You have an offlaner in Angela and you just have your Claude that you're funneling to. Angela can just do Angela things elsewhere until the fight ensues. There's no way or no time for the Angela to really ever be anywhere that the Claude is until they need the Heart Guard. So with that being said, I think BREN here, they can afford to pick up a Ling, or they can even go to the LeBron of marksmen in carry. I think they can afford to do that. Because again, if you stick to the fundamentals and you let a team that could arguably be of less skill than you, or at least you're in a better place than they are, then if you stick to what you know, then you're most likely going to be successful. So BREN Esports here, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they go for the Ling, maybe they go for the carry,
Your team
but
is
they
picking.
could just go either way and they'll be fine, I think.
Ooh.
This is gonna be an off lane Angela, and then the safe lane Esmeralda. So I think because Diggy and Hydos definitely gonna be the ones to help this Claude fulfill the funnel, right? BREN Esports, however, considering either the export or the 1-1, or I might have seen that differently.
The carry.
It goes back to the carry.
Carry.
There you go.
BREN Esports.
Yeah, we go full circle.
Atlas. Yeah, full circle. Honestly, this carry, not the perfect game for the carry, but I guess it's the term is comfortable for BREN Esports, to say the least. They have Atlas, they have Kaja, they have the playmakers. I'm not sure, however, how they will play the Natalia. Where is this Natalia gonna go? Is this going to be a support? Because you already have Atlas and Kaja, so is this gonna be a Kaja core?
Atlas Kaja mid. No, Atlas Kaja mid. It's gonna be it's gonna be a funnel. I think it's gonna be a funnel.
Okay,
So funnel versus funnel. But in the long run, STI's lineup does look pretty clean. But and on the part of execution, STI hasn't really been the best. So unless that Claude has the best game of his life, this won't be as easy as STI would like. So BREN, I mean, sure, they have the kind of harder to execute draft, but I think purely on the draft wise, I'm trying to think who, just no bias, not thinking of the teams. I go for STI.
Okay.
No draft, just
Swarly,
draft, just
STI.
purely draft,
All
purely
right,
draft.
Leo, what do you think, real quickly? No explanations at all.
Bren.
Bren for Leo, Bren for me as well. 2-1 split in the panel for the first time, but we are now giving it to the casters. It's Rockhart and Zaya once again. Take it away.
All troops.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for Game 1 STI versus BREN ESPORTS. I'm Rockhart, and speaking very, very shortly, next after me will be the lovely Saya. How are you?
Hi, Rockhart. Here I am, really intense. I mean, I get it why the panelists had a lot of time, really analyzing what happened, because in terms of drafting, Rockhart, everything is on point for both STI and BREN. If you're not gonna look at the teams, but looking here, if you were going to base the performances on the group standings, Rockhart, I think I'll be siding on BREN on this one, simply because they have the Natalia in play as well as the Thoms and Atlas to compensate it up. But you know what? Looking at here at the map right now, it looks like the space is going to be given to the respective markments efficiently.
Yeah, I think so. I think the Marksmen are gonna have a pretty fun time, especially Lembot on that Lord. Obviously, gonna have all the time, all the support, all the shields in the world. He has speed up from that high loss, slows down the enemies. 2 amounts of shielding, anti-crowd control. Like everything you could do to make a strong marksman, STI has. Problem is, that's the only thing that they did. And now, basically, BREN ESPORTS, everyone wants to kill. We'll have to wait and see if the Flambot's gonna be able to survive the onslaught.
Yes, and looks like for the side of BREN, they are going to prioritize the bottom side right here. Then, still sticking to the fundamentals, going for scales. Natalia here is going to roam anytime soon, but for the side of STI, they are going for a 3-man setup onto the middle side. And the same thing for BREN here onto the bottom. I like the priority in terms of the tower takes for the side of BREN.
Yeah, tower takes will be very easy considering a majority of your enemies are supports, so not much options in terms of defensive capabilities. But of course, they will. It's all relies too much on Lembo. I feel bad for the guy because he has so much running on his shoulders right now, and everyone in BREN is like wondering, okay, guys, look for Lembo, or if not, go ahead and go for the next nearest softest one, which I'm not sure why they're going for the high loss, but he has the heart guard from the Angela. Probably still has the time drain from the Diggy, but not going to be affected too much. Angela, way too deep into enemy lines, wants to go for the kill. One of the scariest Angelas you'll ever see. But Lord will be taken down in the end.
Okay, so that went that quickly escalated. You're going to agree with me on this one, Rockhart. Okay, I get it that they wanted to secure the Hylos earlier because they threw him away, and they did it with a divine judgment. Okay, that's fine. It's kind of weird in judgment because you went for a tanky hero, but it went into their favor because the Angela right here had a little misjudgment in terms of calculating the damage, and unfortunately it wasn't enough, and it was really on the turf of BREN.
Yeah, well, to be fair though, I think at that point Lard was the heart guard disappeared in the middle of like 3 enemies.
Yeah.
So you were gonna die anyway, so might as well go try to take someone with you. I think that was what's going around Lard's mind in that regard.
Yes.
And right now, there's gonna be a bit of a pickle here. Oh my god! Just as I was saying, the most important member going down here for STI, followed shortly by, of course, Nixu on the Esmeralda. All the damage dealing capabilities of STI shut down really, really quickly here by BREN ESPORTS.
Yes. You have to take into consideration, Rockhart, that you mentioned that the majority of the lineup of STI is more on supports, so it doesn't really compensate the whole kit that the Claude is giving, and it's kind of like a mashup because with all the supports that you have, okay, sure, but take note, you only have one core damager right here, which is the Claude. So you haven't to take into consideration that with the supports you have to complement it too with the damage output that your team brings.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were expecting more damage output from Nixu, right? Maybe they were expecting Nixu to do a lot better here, but right now 0-1 and 0 on the Esme cannot actually walk outside of the map. It's becoming a really, really big problem.
Yes.
Right now, Dokmen on the high loss might be just a walking cannon fodder here, because right now Lembot, I want to see the itemization soon, because I feel like everyone's gonna be just watching that, right? So look at that, no damage from Lazy Duet just yet at level 9. It looks very problematic.
It is, because it should have like the damage output at least on against BREN, but going right here, I think I'll give it enough space, and the fact during the early minute of the game, you also have to consider that, because for the side of BREN, they were the ones given space, they were the ones who were given that amount of XP and gold to really, utilize the current map control that they have right now. Because take note, they've already teared down the first tier turrets, and secondly, they have the second tier top tower to actually destroyed as well. So the thing is, this is a bit it applies more pressure as a Divine Judgment will be used. Time's Journey to debuff, but unfortunately this wastes a lot of resources for the side of STI.
Nixu, one, I think that was close to like 10 HP. Just one more hit. Big Heart Guard just in time. Again, he's still safe, but everyone is just scrambling for resources right now. And BREN, they're like shark in the water here, going for a big kill. Gonna be negated there. A dive from the Atlas, removed by Time Journey. Looking alive here, STI still has Lemon in the middle. He is half HP, but no damage to be found. Dokmen, he's all alone. He's taking the damage. No one is about there to help. Now, question is, how's the items here, Lembot? How you doing? And right now, Rebo, he can take you out really quickly. He's 3-0 and 0 on the Natalia that has Execute. You gotta be careful.
And speaking of another pick-off, that is one for the bag. Natalia is just, swiftly roaming around and gets a potential kill for himself. And Carl TZ, as much as he's not really, getting the ones who's getting the kills, the fact that he's scaling, the fact that he's utilizing the economy that he has, also in a good position every time there are skirmishes fights, it's just plain discipline, it's just plain patience, and you are seeing the effects of it.
Yeah, discipline and patience, all from that practice. No doubt about it, from course, Carl TZ of all people. Man, that's a SEA Games gold medalist walked right there. And no doubt one of the best players in that tournament. So far so good here for BREN Esports. We just need to keep it up. They have an 8,000 gold lead ahead of STI, who are looking very problematic here. And again, starting to really crumble the pressure. What is going to be the battle plan here for STI? If I was shot calling the team for STI right now, what would I be shouting on the comms here? Looking at the items, that's going to be one at least. You got Demon Hunter Sword locked in. No Endless Battle just yet. I would have probably liked Golden Staff better, but of course he does need the raw damage as well. But you have to weigh it in between Golden Staff and Endless Battle, I guess. At the same time, you're also looking at a pretty solid Kaja already with Necklace of Durance and Horse Fleeting Time. That's going to be only Divine Judgment. Divine Judgment for days, big problem. And again, Diggy isn't as good as dealing with the suppress as he used to.
Yes, indeed, because Diggy is good when the early game comes, but come the mid to late game, you are starting to see the dwindled effects of the efficiency when a Diggy is into play. So the thing is and that's the problem. The moment that he uses, and speaking of that time judgment, that is just on point for the side of Kaja right here, and just looking how all the HPs dwindle and the positioning for the side of BREN Esports right here, dispersing the members of STI. It's just a perfect plan for them, because the thing is, the moment that they disperse or scatter the members of STI, it works well for them, because they won't even have the chance for that potential comeback. And here we are seeing the effects of it right now. And I guess this is one off the hooks for the side of BREN Esports, really finishing off game number 1 here.
Yeah, no contest whatsoever. Game 1 going over to BREN Esports.